Yo guys, how you doing? We're back with Lenny and Carl and this awesome looking diorama. On the last stream, we basically finished highlighting Lenny and Carl. All we've got to do now is the highlights, both the dark and light side of the highlights on literally everything else, then build the diorama. And we kind of need to get all that done by the end of Sunday night. We don't have much longer left that we can spend on this. So, need to get a move on. I'm hoping that this goes a hell of a lot more smoothly than the entirety of my day. It has been a day where Murphy's Law has reared its ugly motherfucking head today. But hey, it's all good. Let's get to it. So, the first thing we're going to do is the hammer, and that finishes the Abominant figurine that we've got on here. Finally managed to get all of those highlights to start looking right on camera as well. So, really, really happy with the way this is turning out. Even if we don't win, which, I mean, looking at the competition, I'm feeling reasonably sure I'm not going to win. Even if we don't, I'm really happy with this. I think we've taken an idea that has had every single opportunity to fail and be terrible, and we've turned it into something that looks pretty damn good. Hi to the guys in the chat. We got Viking, That's on Des, and Jim Martin. Des, thank you for that host, dude. Really appreciate it. How is everyone? How's your day been? Get the palette set up. That's such a shit day. Oh god, it really is so fucking bad. In those days right from the get-go, you're like, nah, bro. That's what it's been. Banzlost Arms, how you doing? Same, bro. Morale's been low. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I can understand based on what you said in the last stream there. It's like your day, everyone's having a shit day. I've worked 2 hours early, couldn't be asked to work anymore today. Damn, man. Has everyone just had a shit day? Like, has it been everyone today? Is it like a universally shit day? I think that might be the case. Apart from Banzlost Arms, he's much better today. Well, that's at least somebody, brother, is having the good time. Epic Ants! Finally got power back after dealing with Texas freak snowstorm. Fuck yeah. That madness, right? How often do you guys get snow there? Breathe Hole, thank you for that host. Really appreciate every single host right now. Trying to push a partner this month. Over the last sort of weekend of the month. That little bit of Necronathon stream that we're doing, just that little thing there at the end of the month. Hope to push for partner. So hosts are really, really good for me right now. No migraine, just dodgy shoulder playing up. Well, that sucks, dude. Been transferring paint droppers for last. That'll do it. That'll do it. Viking, absolute superstar. Thank you for that host. Epic Ants, last time we got snow was 2017. Damn. So every 4 years, right? Like weird leap year timings. Okay. Let's get to it. Got to hit that hammer with some highlights. Now, we need to be careful with this because if this is kind of where the furnace is going to be, you can see where we've got our brightest point here. So we need to make sure we've got some darker highlights going into these areas and building that brightness up as we come up here on the hammer. So got to be really careful with this. Kets, how you doing? So my day... I'm just mixing some yellow into some red here. We get a nice bright orange. My day started off with my phone turning itself off for some reason in the middle of the night. Which meant no alarm went off. So I left my girlfriend's about an hour and a half late. Got home. I've only got to edit the longest video that I've ever made so far today. You know, so we'll needed that extra hour and a half I'm telling you now, I needed that extra hour and a half. We literally just finished the Patreon guide. And I'll get to the reason why that isn't uploaded yet in a minute. So God, we get home. It takes me 5 hours. I hope your boss is understanding. Hey, my boss is a tosser. At least I get the benefit of that these days, though. Let's have a look at this, Kets. Oh man, that is a fucking cool base. Check this shit out. God damn, I didn't think the Void Dragon could get any cooler, but no, I was wrong. So much cooler. That's fucking rad. I love that green. That's such a beautiful green. Banging. Absolutely banging. It's, how do you even follow somebody on? There you go. I only use the app. So. Haven't seen any strings of speech looking great. Cheers, dude. It's been... We've done a lot of work on this guy, right? We're on stream 7 now for this, so he's taken a lot of time to get to here. And if I'm honest, it was only not last stream, but the one before, where I was like, this is actually going to work. We've tried to do something with every expectation that it will fail dramatically, and it's actually going to work. So I've been really, really surprised about this. I'm very, very, very thankful that it has come together. So, right, we're using some very, very thin paint here, and unfortunately, one of the issues that we've got is because this guy is attached, we can't really get to some of these areas as well as we want to. So, just dry that back down quick. There you go. Stuff Lynn, good evening. Small meat gang, absolutely. No, not seen the Mars landing. I've literally not stopped work, but I'm guessing it went as expected. Well, as hoped. So that's awesome. That's fucking awesome. That is really fucking awesome. God damn. That is so cool. We've literally just landed something on another planet. Not a moon, not an asteroid or anything like that. Literally another planet. Oh man, that's epic. That's fucking epic. Des! Coming with that big 17-month-long subscription. Rocking that like a boss. Next drop pods. I mean, give me something that can withstand that impact first, right? And then next up, drop pods. Alright, this isn't difficult at all, by the way. Just getting this highlight on from about 4 inches away. Now I know how all those samurai in the old movies I used to watch felt doing fucking calligraphy with a brush right at this end, but the brush is like 3 foot long. Whew. But yeah, congrats to everyone at NASA, obviously, anyone involved in that project. What an amazing, amazing achievement. And then at the other end of the spectrum, you've got TikTok. Like the world needed that. So yeah, the day has been a day. So phone turned itself off. Not ran out of battery. None of that. No. It was just like halfway through the night. No, I'm just going to turn off. Thanks for that, I guess. Literally was The Last Samurai today. It's a good film. It is a good film. It is a good film. I wish it ended about 10 minutes earlier than it ended, though. It was a terrible day because Percy Road did come with a touchdown. Okay, maybe that was it, Crooked Grin. Maybe that was it. There are still flat earthers. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And each their own, right? But we got home late, which meant we started editing late. It then took 5 hours of non-stop editing to get that video produced. 5 hours. Now, don't know if anyone here has used Premiere Pro before. You can just see what we're doing with these highlights here in the background, picking up little bits of that battle damage. Crownblade, how you doing? But if you've used Premiere Pro, you'll know that it auto-saves every 15 minutes. And usually it annoys you because you're watching or like a part of a clip and it freezes. And that freeze, just before a little dialogue box comes up with a save. I'm like, oh. Exactly there. Should have had an iPhone. Yeah, or not. Ichu, how you doing, bro? So we had that 5 hours worth of editing, and the video is just over 30 minutes long. Kets, I've got a year's worth of subscription to Adobe, so I'm liking it. And to be honest, I really, really like Premiere. It's just that one thing, and the reason I bring it up is because you'll see why in a minute. We've got to do a 30 and a bit minute long audio track now as a voiceover for the video. Now, for anyone that is a Patreon, or for anyone that's watched my stuff on YouTube, you'll know that the audio track is done as one bit. There's no cuts. It's just one take, which means sometimes I'll misspeak and then correct myself. That happens not even in every video. Certainly happens a lot less in the videos than it does here online. But yeah, we do one take. 28 and a half minutes into that take, everything froze. I'm like, oh fuck, it's doing its autosave. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. For the first time in the 2 and a bit years that I've... Well, no, not even 2 years. Almost 2 years that I've owned this PC, I got the blue screen of death. And I am 28 and a half minutes in to recording this fucking audio track. And like, bam, blue screen. Oh, you fucker. Alright, it's fine. It's auto-saved. Load everything back up, check everything out, it's all working fine. Go and have a look at that audio file straight away, thinking, if I've only got to record the last like couple of minutes, we're Gucci. This is no issue whatsoever. Double click the file. It opens. Oh, yes. Thank God for that. The fucking Windows Media video player thing comes up. Happy days. Your file is corrupted. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. Couldn't, under any circumstances, get that back. Even tried dumping it into Premiere to try and get something out of it. Nothing. Alright. Got to redo the audio. That's fine. Let's open the project up. Open project. Opens up blank project. No. No. Normal game, how you doing? I'm like, hang on a minute, what happened to all those fucking autosaves? Can't find them. So I have to Google how to get the autosave. They're in a separate folder, which I didn't know, and I nearly cried with happiness when I found that folder. Oh, good God alive. That was... I mean, what are you doing? Come here, you. Yeah. Sorry, she's being an idiot. So, Fanny autosave. It's great. Happy days. Well done, Premiere. You smashed it. Re-recorded the audio. Got the upload sorted. After encoding and pissing about, finally, at about 20 past 5, could start writing the PDF guide. Normally that starts around 2 p.m. Not this time. Not this time. So I literally finished that 12 minutes before we started shooting, so it's just over half an hour ago. Oh, God almighty. That's just been absolute AIDS having to deal with that today. I've written the PDF guide. Frog Lane Studio! How are you doing, brother? Always good to see you, my friend. How is your stream? Also, I don't know if I said this to you personally, but absolutely great job on that marble. Glad you found that tutorial useful. Crazy Fish, Atlantis, Salt and Sassy, Queen of Venom. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Mad Goat, good to see you as well. You're on Mars. We are on Mars. We are on Mars. Now, if we do find the Holy Mechanicus, I have played Knights forever, alright? I'm on board. Kets, thank you for the host. It's a bit hot here on Mars. But, is it? Is it? Some would say it's probably a little chilly. Some would say it's definitely t-shirt and jumper weather on Mars. But, yeah, we were just talking about the day that I've had. It's been unfun for the majority of it. And to cap it all off, my other half has had issues with her kitchen sink draining. So we did things like take the U-bend off and just double check, and there's nothing there. It's still not draining. There's nothing in the way that we can see. So we had to call the landlord, and they've had to dig up a drain outside the property because it's a drainage issue affecting the whole property. So she's had no way of like doing any washing and stuff like that other than the bathroom sink, which is obviously not ideal. I'm Dave. Awesome, dude. What did you buy? What did you get? You got suckered back in. This happens to all of us. What was it that was like, no, buy me, Dave. Buy me. Alright, so we're trying to get the highlights for this object source lighting on the hammerhead. We've got some brighter highlights to do, and we'll work these up a little bit. We're starting with something that's very yellow at the moment. And then we'll add more and more of the bone into that to increase the brightness without going into pure white. Just looking to bring out a lot of that shape there. I think we've actually gone. No, I think by the time we get the brighter colours there, we'll be fine. So we won't do any more to that. Just going to hit this corner. So using highlights as thin as we can possibly get them at this stage. We want this to be that little sort of ping of light. A little glint. Just means she can move in with you. No. No, seeing as I'm allergic to one of her cats, that's not on the cards. And now my cat is running laps. Pitch really dark, Jay. You got more light you can throw on it? Yes, but it overexposes everything if I do. So, is anyone else having that issue? Because on my screen here, it looks pretty much the way it should do. Like, this is very true to life. In fact, this is slightly brighter here than real life. But anyone else finding that? If everybody is, or if a few people are, we'll adjust. But what's on the screen right now is pretty much exactly as this is. Alright, super thin highlights coming in here. Just enough to help show off those shapes, bring them up out of the darkness. Hand looks bright to me. Okay, good. Not sure what's going on there, Frogling. But that's only sort of one dissenting opinion. So, okay, there's another one. All right, that's good. Some of the new Slanesh stuff, fell in love with them. Fair. Some of those minis are really, really good. I'm not a humongous Age of Sigmar fan, and I don't love every model line they've got for it, but I am liking some of the new Slanesh stuff. Kind of like the idea of the dude on the big chariot. Master Mouse! How you doing, bro? Couple of small scrapes there. Right, now we've got to do a little highlight in here. This is such a bastard to get to, but I think we're just about managing to. And did not want to do that. No, I meant that they had a dissenting opinion. So you had one thing, they had another. Look at my glasses, brilliant. Especially next Warhammer Quest 2. I really like the idea of that. I really, really do like the idea of that. Also, did I see correctly that the Kill Team box set is up for pre-order next weekend? I haven't had any real time to start looking through stuff, but I'm sure I heard somebody say that. Is that right? Is it next weekend? It's good to go. Dachan, how you doing? And as always, Plank Walker reporting in. On the 27th, you thought. So that would be then, yeah. 95 quid. It's expensive. You get a fuck ton of scenery, which I don't want it, like, at all. So I could give 0 fucks about that. But there's going to be a lot of plastic in the box. It's just, if you are... 2 Christ and more, thank you very much, bro. If you are just in it for the minis, which I am, you might be better served waiting. Now, I'm going to use... I'm going to get 2 boxes, right? Ideally. I'm going to use all of the Necron stuff out of those 2 boxes. 10 flayed ones. Ideally, I want 10 more. 2 Chronomancers. They're great for a start. And it's a really cool model. And I'm going to have multiple of them in my list anyway. I'm going to use all 10 of the Heavy Intercessors for the Deathwatch army. I'm probably going to paint up one of the Gravish Captains, and the other one will be a giveaway at some point. So probably going to do both of those things. The scenery is the bit I don't want. And from what I've worked out, the rough cost based on the characters being like $22.50 each. So that's $22.50, that's 45 quid for the characters. Bon. Let's say the Gravis lads are 35 for 5. I could see that being about right. So we're on 45, 50, 60, 80. The flayed ones, about 25 quid for 5, same as Immortals. So that puts you to 105. So you're at above £10. And you've got a lot of scenery, which is kind of meh, but whatever. I've got a Necron scenery to do, so happy enough for them to sort of join that. I'll have 2 books. Probably not going to need either one of those. So I'm £10 up on buying it individually from G-Dubs, and I've got some free shit. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. So it's still a good buy, but only if you need, or obviously want, pretty much everything out of the box miniature-wise. Obviously, if you are very new to the hobby and you're like, actually, I really, really want to play Kill Team, then Games Workshop have given you the fastest game ever. Basically, what you do is you and your opponent roll off to choose who is playing who, and then after you've chosen the Necrons, you can give up. And that's a really, really good feature of the game, I think, is making it fast. So you can get a best of 3 in maybe 15 minutes if you play through it slowly. I think this makes it the ultimate tournament game, which is great. Because 5 flayed ones are 5 wounds. At toughness 4 with a 4-up armor save. Rival Sarah! How are you doing? 5 wounds at T4 with a 4-up armor save versus 15 wounds at T5 with a 3-up armor save. No. No. Skelly boys, about to get fucked. But how you doing, Sarah? Always good to have you in the stream. Good, thanks. Waiting for you to pick 6 tough colours. I know. I've just gone through how shit my day has been today. It was going to be today. And I didn't stop working until about 12 minutes before the stream. So I had no chance. Tomorrow is the new day. It's a new day tomorrow. We recorded a lot of footage last week for this week's Patreon video. I'll try and be a week ahead of where we're at. Which means tomorrow, for next week's YouTube video, we're recording the footage for how to paint green skin on an orc and how to paint a different green skin on the grot. So we've got 2 orc skin colors going up on YouTube next week. That's going to be a good one. Rutang! How you doing, dude? Always good to see you here. I know you're occasionally lurking in the background. How you doing, my man? Have fun at work. But oh, God. Today was just a nightmare. I recorded the video, and all I had to do was edit it and do the voiceover. The normal video is between, say, 12 and 15 minutes long, with like 18 being an outlier for how long a video I've produced has been. And the video that's gone up on Patreon, ready for tomorrow at 10 a.m. to be released, is just over half an hour long and took 5 hours to edit. And then 28 minutes through recording the voiceover. And I recorded voiceovers in one shot. We just, no script, we just do it. 28 minutes through, 28 and a half to be exact, my computer fucking blue screened on me and I had to redo that. There was many swear words. Face and bases, it takes me a while to edit. Like I use keyboard shortcuts and all that, so we're quite quick as far as the manual work goes. But just making sure we've got everything so it's easy to follow takes a little while for me. Editing normally does, though, like the normal length videos take around 2.5 hours or so, which isn't bad. But obviously we've got a video now that's twice the length, so kind of twice the length, you know. If I didn't script, it'd be 5 hours of well, you know, we've all got things we need to improve upon. I don't or I just waffle on. Right, just got to try and get some highlights on that kind of copper core we've got there. So on the back, you see we've done these highlights in the green. God, there's such a massive difference, isn't it? Nighttime, light time. That's, oh yes, this is exactly what we fucking wanted. Yes, yes, yes. So good. It's all working out. Fuck you, Rumpelmaster, I'm coming for you. He's definitely won already, and I've got no chance, but I'm super happy with what we've accomplished. When you want that tiny highlight ever so slightly longer, it's normally not the end of the world. When it's 4 fucking inches away from you. Come on, you fucker. Yes. Yes. Letty's big whammer. Loving it. Same, mate. Whole day for me to edit realistically. And now the sound wave of my arms. Brilliant. For me, a Thursday is normally... I normally get home around like 9:30, 10. By the time we have finished editing, it's normally around 2. That includes doing the voiceover recording, getting the encoding, getting it scheduled on Patreon. Normally take about a 40-minute break or so, you know, watch an episode of some sort of season that I've got going in the background, while I get all of the stills from the previous video to write the guide for. And then, away we go. Basil Starms, take care. Mr. Enigma, how you doing, dude? And then normally I can take a little break to have like a decent bit of dinner and so on. I also make bread on Thursdays, so I cook the bread on a Friday, but I make sourdough, so it takes me a day basically beforehand of like letting it ferment and so on. So yeah, who is we? We is the royal we. We is Mohawk Miniatures, a company that literally has one employee, which is me. Right, need to go even brighter on that hammer now. So going in with just Men Off White highlight. Boomer Bread went to school and I put Smarties in it. Brilliant. Breathe in, breathe out, Daniel son. Hey, weird is less weird than referring to yourself in third person. The J. We could be the next Dwayne Johnson. If we do a cooking stream ever, I will absolutely 100% rip off The Rock. Like, if you're somewhere, properly get in there. We, Jay and Meep. There you go. There you go. Want to work for Frontline Studio? We have cookies. So you might have cookies. I have no cookies. We've been hitting the diet reasonably hard. I mean, it's starting to pay off properly. Yeah. Starting to. Just want that highlight brighter than the others because that's closest to that middle line there. But there's, with Lenny in focus, that's the kind of where the light source is coming from. Yeah, I'm digging this. We go a little bit brighter just towards the very, very, very corner of that hammerhead. Might even break out some white. The cooking stream, I'll donate an extraordinary amount of money enough to cover the fire damage. Really? Faces and bases, thank you very much. No cookies allowed, but treat yourself to a pink lady. Brilliant. God almighty, I haven't had those since I was a child. And by that I mean at least like 20. Sergeant Rolf! How you doing, bro? Got up to the new Alpha model yesterday and printed it this morning. Close to 9% custom. I'm so excited. I've already painted a good chunk of it. Damn, son. You go. AJ, how's it going, champ? Lenny is done. We're calling Lenny finished now, actually. Yeah, Lenny's actually finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap him off the base and send him to you in a jiffy bag. I'm fucking done with this mini now. I'm joking. I'm joking. There we go. That's Lenny and Carl living their best life. I'm so happy. Like this angle, where you get that light and the dark all coming together. Oh, it's so good. Cuz12345 continuing a gift sub we got from 2D Sprues. So I've been told about this several times. I still can't find anywhere on the Twitch dashboard, the OBS dashboard, or anything to enable this to have a notification. And there's a couple of streamers in the chat. If you guys know what to do, can you please message me on Discord? Because I can't fucking work it out. I just can't. I can't find anywhere where the continuation is a field to tick to allow to do. So, but yeah, from this angle here, where you get the green light coming in, you get the white, you get the shadow. I'm loving it. Fucking loving it. Right, now what we've got to do is highlight everything else. Literally everything. And then we've got to put shadows in everything else. And that's a lot. Let's not forget this little fan. So, Since we've got the brightest stuff, let's start with all of that. Let's work from sort of here outwards, I think is probably the best way. So let's take some of this orange that we mixed up earlier on and have a go with that. Congrats, you smashed it. It looks amazing. Cheers, dude. Honestly, like all the way through this process, the disclaimer has been this might not work at all. And I really think it does. So, all right, we need the brightest highlights in towards the center of this. You've got so many rivets to pick out highlights on now. We don't want this to go too far down either, because that's not quite caught the light. So there's those highlights in there. Now, one of the main things that this is doing is accentuating the darker areas. That's, I think, how we've managed to get it to work. All right, let's just get these rivets now. There's a little dry bit of paint at the end of my brush there. SW Miniatures, how you doing? Definitely works. Been so good to watch it from the start up till now. Sergeant Rolf, thank you very much, sir. And Danny, my latest student, literally Daniel's son. How's it going? Now we're going to use this to pull out a few highlights in the base as well. I'm going to try and work with one colour till we've kind of done all of that colour on each piece of terrain. That's too far down. I want to get in there with some more darker orange red tones. Paint on, paint off. You best be getting the fucking paint on, that's for sure. Breathe Hole! Getting his sub on. Absolute superstar. As you got you waxed in your car, Danny saying, it's how you learn glazes. Glaze on, glaze off. Absolutely. Getting to get a shit ton of firstborn Marines for paint practice. That's the way to do it, bro. That's the way to do it. Anyone that's just picked up an airbrush, and there's loads of you out there, just grab any Marine and then go through like the how to paint Dark Angels, how to paint Blood Angels. Don't worry about the colors, worry about the technique. Just go through those videos, give those things a try for yourself. You'll soon start picking up some accuracy with the airbrush. It's crazy the way that feels intuitive after a while. Alright, what we're going to do actually is I'm going to put this coat of paint on. You can see we're kind of covering up some areas of silver here. And that's where we've unfortunately rubbed some of the paint off with our hands. There's another bit just there. So I'm going to do this pass of paint to cover up those areas. I'm going to hit this with a matte varnish. And then we'll carry on. Which is where that testers comes in. Absolutely clutch. It's such a quick fix. And I've been waiting to get Lenny done before we apply it. And the reason behind that is that obviously we're changing the like the finish of the paint on a miniature at that stage. And I didn't want any part of Lenny to have a slightly different finish during the highlight process, because it might mean that I end up painting a highlight that would be one color a different color, just based on the fact that it looks shinier or less shiny. So there's been a couple of things, this being one of them, that we've had to put up with during the project, that finally we can resolve in a second. Just realized we didn't do both of those inside lines here, so let's get this one and this one just a bit further. And let's just get a little more on there. Hide that silver. Sorry if I missed anything. I have a mini rival asleep in my arms. Nearly had a sick drama fold. Think she... Oh, God. Can't deal with vomit. Can't deal with vomit. It's one of the few things that I just like, nope, nope. Blood, all that sort of stuff, I got no issues with whatsoever. God, why is every story I tell on this at the moment about a finger going inside a person? Somebody got stabbed outside of a restaurant that I used to work in Cheltenham. And myself and a couple of the chefs were out the back of the restaurant. They were having a fag. I was just sat there chilling and shooting the shit. Quiet, 20 minutes before service, that kind of thing. And this guy came around the corner. It's the back entrance to the restaurant was like this. We were the first building in like a long line of units that went down the street, and so behind, like, you got the front of the street, everyone's front door, and you got the back of the restaurants. There was a couple of restaurants there. There's a couple of I think at the time there was a phone shop and a few other bits and pieces like that. And then there's a bank right at the end of the thing. It was the Cheltenham Gloucester, I think. And so that bit was open to the street, and this guy came around the corner and then sort of collapsed against the wall. Didn't fall down, but just like leant up against it, like half on his knees. And I'm like, "You all right, mate?" Like, "No, I think I've just been stabbed." I'm like, "What do you mean you'd think? You'd know?" You're like, and he took his hand away, and it's fucking covered in red. I'm like, shit. So we went rushing over, and we're trying to make sure this guy's all right. Laurie's calling an ambulance. This is a freebie. You can have this story for free. Yeah, Laurie's phoning the ambulance. I'm trying to work out like how bad this is. And you can see his intestines, basically. Just think he kept swallowing with proper water, man. Oh, gross. Gross. Well, hopefully the kid didn't pop. But basically, on this guy, there's sausages. And he's got a cut right here, like right up quite high on his stomach area. And it's getting wider because there's pressure from the inside sort of pushing. And I realised that if we're not careful, this guy's going to fucking split open and it's all coming out. And I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need to see somebody die, especially like that. I asked Andy what to do. He said, put your fucking hand in there. Hold it all in. And I hesitated. He went, just fucking do it. So hand went in, and I've got fucking these two fingers buried up to about this knuckle inside the guy where we're holding his guts in. He's got some fucking tea towels on the other stab wound he's got right fucking around here, which he didn't know about. Like, the guy's in a significant state of shock, but he's one of the coolest fucking people ever. One of the coolest people ever, because the ambulance arrives. And they get there, Right, okay, so are you the gentleman that's been stabbed? And he's fucking covered in blood and he's laid on the floor and like, yes, love. And the parent goes, right, okay, cool. I mean, obviously, just checking. Do you know what you were stabbed with? A fucking spoon. What do you think? You're not helping the situation. But fair play, like to have that level of sass while you're bleeding out. Okay, we'll let you have that. That's a win. That's a win. Commissar Bob, story time with Jay. You know, shock me people say and do strange things. I'm sure. I've been shocked, but I've never been like in shock. But yeah, definitely. If I'm honest, I probably wouldn't gob off at a paramedic unless I knew that they were going to find it funny as well. Spoons are dangerous, so are teacups. Riddick taught me that. Yeah, that's right. I watched one of the Riddick films the other day. I think it was the one that was just called Riddick. And it's fucking terrible. Like, is it entertaining? Yes. Therefore, the film has done its job. Well done, Mr. Diesel. Is it good? No, it was not. Oh, God, even the Chronicles of Riddick was better than that. No, I'm just laying here working on my tan. This red stuff is tanning lotion, yeah. I'm waiting for John Wick to murder someone with a spoon. Yes. Yes. You three men. A fucking pencil! I love the John Wick films. I fucking do. Are they doing John Wick 4? Because as far as I'm concerned, if they keep them going, they can do John Wick 24. I don't care. Put that shit on and let me watch it. Take my money. There's a continuation of Parabellum. I thought so. I was reasonably sure I'd read that somewhere. Not long after it came out, like, is there John Wick 4? But obviously you often get things that are like announced and then cancelled and so on based on box office sales and so on. What I haven't done is the varnish I said I was about to do, so I'm going to stop right there. Hit this with a varnish. Not to worry too much about the other aspects of what we're working on, because we're probably not going to get to those tonight. This is probably going to be all of tonight. Because even once we've got all of this done, we've got a lot of stuff under here to get the highlights on the shadow side in a similar way to how we've done Lenny. So building up with some dark blues and purples and so on. Just need to get a glove on for this. And ideally, if you use, this is not good for you. So, you know, do it outdoors, open the windows, get a mask on, all that sort of shit. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. Can I just spend an obscene amount of time training electric firearms? I know, man, the Taran tactical stuff. I watched that shit on YouTube. It's fucking awesome. Him and Halle Berry absolutely slay that shit. And I have no idea how Taran Tactical came to be. But it's basically a gun ranch full of girls shooting machine guns, wearing bikinis and shit. And to me, this sounds like the happiest place on earth. Walt Disney, move the fuck over. Right, that's going to need some time to dry. Oh, it looks super glossy right now. As this starts to cure, it'll really, really matte down and be the most matte thing ever. I think my Canister Rex is going to be in this box for a long time before I start another night. Get an airbrush. Get an airbrush. Any ideas for making Ventress more Blood Angels-ish? Spend a long time carving the half a dozen Ultramarine symbols off of him. Tests got bought by another company. Quality has gone downhill. A lot of people looking for alternatives. This is the previous recipe, which is why in the garage there are 26 cans of it. I mean, I really need this stuff in my life. So, Place Up the Road does axe throwing. Looks awesome fun. I did that. We had axe throwing at my aunt's wedding, the first one. And it's fucking hilarious. But, oh, the shoulder pain the following day. Fuck no. Fuck no. So my aunt ran, I don't know if it's still going in COVID, I imagine not right now. But she ran a Viking Preservation Society with her husband, Simon. They did it for years. They did reenactments and stuff. And there's a lot of guys up there that are definitely Viking-like. So they've got big beards. There's this one dude that is the blacksmith, and he is yoked. You know, absolute fucking stacked bloke. Second one after. So I'll explain Viking. All right. Anyway, her and Simon get married. And you might know better than I do, but apparently in Viking society back in the day, you, as a bride, you got married and you had a year to decide whether you wanted to stay with the guy after the ceremony. So that's cool, right? You get a year of at least good times where he's I've got to keep on the sweet side. And then if you think it's going to go the other way, you can nope, not worthy, off he goes. So what they did was they had a non-official wedding. So it wasn't recognized by law over here. Yeah, crown there, I know, right? I know. But basically they had I don't know the name of it, priest, but it's not a priest. Whatever the Viking, priest dude is. They had him preside over a ceremony where they did the Viking stuff, and everyone went dressed in Viking gear, which was fucking ace. So all of the people that were part of the society doing whatever they would normally do as their Viking jobs were there as the blacksmith, the mead maker, the fucking, I don't know, cook, whatever. And it was fucking great. Really, really great. Now, obviously, they had the ceremony, and then there's fucking mead everywhere. There's beer in horns, big foaming fucking ale all over the place. And they have axe throwing. Now, Gothar, is that the name of it? Cool. But there you are. Now, axe throwing these days is a target, you'd have an archery target or a shooting target. One of the things Vikings used to do back in the day was they take a woman with pigtails and they put her head through this ring of wood. So this big old ring of wood with a big hole in the middle of it. Her head goes through and they nail her pigtails to this piece of wood. And then you throw axes through the pigtails. And obviously, if you fuck it entirely, this tavern wench is probably not loving life. What we had instead was a balloon with 6 thick bits of twine coming off of it. I had to try and do that. I managed to get the axe in the board several times. I did not manage to get any of the string cut, but some of the guys there did, and it was fucking hilarious. But I probably spent a better part of 45 minutes doing that. And the following day, I don't know if it's historically accurate or not, but allegedly it's a thing. And it was a hell of a lot of fun. A hell of a lot of fun. So there you go. Axe throwing, great fun, but stretch your shoulder beforehand and after. Right, we're about a point where I can grab the hair dryer and just help that dry down now. My own bike's back and nearly hit the instructor. Nice. Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, a year later, like to the day, they had their second wedding ceremony, which this time was presided over by like a real vicar that did a fully official ceremony. So they got properly hitched. So you had a year, you had that year to say yes or no. Sounds like one of those things that came to be after 100 plus years. It probably did. Cats? No, I haven't seen that. I don't necessarily need to either. Right, so all that's sealed in now. We can get to work. This is a little bit damp in there, still a little bit moist. But all of that shadow here, you know how before we had a few little bits of the soft body black that was still very shiny? Breaking that up, now it's all matted down, and you can see in there nothing but the heights where we want it to be. I was married for a year once, and then said no. I think I beat you in that case. I made it 18 months. We were alright. Okay, let's work on this section, and then let's go carry on with the orange red to begin with. Marriage is a trap, guys. You don't need it. Right, so darker orange red, because this is going to have the red light on it there. So we'll work just this side for now. Light brush pressure, very thin paint, using the side of the brush. Give us these highlights. And just a touch on this side as well. So, I was stupid enough to do it again. I always said I'd only ever get married once. I ended up marrying the same woman twice. Admittedly, it was like my aunt's thing. It was like once it was unofficial, which is in Bali, and once it was official. Over here. Jackie's a pagan. And like when you start seeing something, it becomes more of a, this is definitely a relationship. You kind of have the conversation early on about like what you, not necessarily what you want from a relationship, but like here's some things that you might want to know before we get into this in like a serious way. And I flat out said, look, I've been married once, I'm divorced, I've got no intention whatsoever of being married again. There'd have to be a particularly like dramatic fucking reason for me to want to get married. You know, Scarlett Johansson or Jessica Alba. We're alright with that. It's a dramatic reason. And she went, that's fine, I'm pagan, we don't really do marriage, it's fine. Win. Jay getting married, don't get removed from back of the head. Listen. When I got married, it was because we both wanted to be married to each other. When I got divorced, it was because she didn't want to be married to me. And it just was what it was. To get right into it, if you really want to know, the reason behind it was we talked about kids beforehand, and I'd said that I'd think about it, but I wasn't really wanting any. Blinky, cheers for that follow. Welcome to the stream, dude. And she asked me to think about it again. I said I would. And she thought when I said I would think about it again, that meant I'd change my mind, not just think about it again. I gave it a lot of thought. I actually went away for a weekend with literally just the goal of just figuring out whether I wanted a child or not. And I came back with the answer of being no. And that was it. She divorced me. Basically. There you go. There's a deeper insight into my personal life than you would probably otherwise have gotten. But it's fine. It just wasn't meant to be. Right. Those highlights are very small. And they just bring out some of that detail. And that's entirely the point of that. We don't want to light any of this up. We just want to help showcase some of that detail. And again, we will brighten these up, especially these middle parts, which are closer into that beam of nice warm light. Same goes here as we obviously get closer to it. Picking the highlights out here on the hazard stripe, but on the yellowy parts of it. Just give one more reason. Just give me one reason why you don't want a child. One reason that seems valid in your mind. Do you really, really want to know? Like, if you really, really, really want to know, then I'll tell you. But if you're just asking, just, you know, then I'll give you about 25,000 before they're 16. Yeah. Yeah, kids are expensive. Unless, of course, to cry some more, you're my ex-wife. Yeah. Alright. You want to know? I'll tell you. I'd be a fucking terrible dad. I'd be an absolutely terrible dad. Because I'm kind of selfish. Like, when I grew up as a child, I had nothing. My family were poor. We've discussed this on stream. I'm not embarrassed about it. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. We didn't have anything. We didn't go on a holiday outside of, like, maybe if we were lucky, we'd go to Cornwall for a week and stay in a chalet near the beach. If we were lucky. Or it would be a week in Wales where my old man would go and look around like war museums and shit. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s, really, that I got to a point in my life where I could afford to do the things I wanted to do. And yeah, sure, I'd have to save for them. You know, if I wanted to go on a holiday, it wasn't like, oh, it's Tuesday, fuck it, feel like going away for a week, let's go, way! It wasn't that at all. But it wasn't until then I could finally start doing things. Now, as alluded to in the chat, children are really expensive. You have somebody else that you absolutely have to put their needs before any of yours. And you have to. That's your fucking responsibility. You've brought that person into the world. It's your responsibility to look after them and make sure that they are cared for and have everything they need. Want and need being two different things. But suddenly, all that's on you. And I know that I would resent having to do that. I've worked very hard throughout the entirety of my life to get to a point where I'm financially stable. I don't yet own a house. And that might not happen until I inherit one, basically. But essentially, I was terrified of the fact that this child that I had helped bring into the world would be a burden financially, that I would then resent the burden, and worst of all, that I'd then resent the child, who through no fault of their own exist. And I was not going to do that to another human being. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right at all. So there you are. That is a deeply, deeply personal view into me. And you can all judge me for it as much or as little as you like. If I'm honest, I don't care. Because that's who I am. The best thing I can say about it is that I am self-aware enough to have been able to rationalize that, rather than just have a kid because my missus wanted a kid and raise a child and end up with that probably happening. So anyway, moving on. As you can see, it's a bit of a sensitive subject. So you're not wrong, it's bloody tough. I was a free bird and a massive smack in the face and they be caged. Yeah, I think every parent gets that though, Sarah. Bought a house between the lockdowns, we were very lucky. Nice one, dude. Nice. Only the Emperor can judge you. Me and Big E, we see eye to eye. You know, none of that chaos shit here. Just going to pretend that Noble Demon Army doesn't exist, by the way. Oh, look at that. Nice little fucking highlight there. Just pops that out. Let's build up some more of these. Pretty same. I like me time and having nice things. Fair. I have to have time where I don't see other people. I need time to just be me, just be by myself. I don't need a lot of it. You know, we're not an introvert at all, not really. But if I don't have a couple of hours a week, and it only needs to be a couple of hours, it's one of the reasons why cigars are good for me. To just sit, process everything in my head, get all the bad shit out. If I don't have that, I get really, like, ready to fucking lay into somebody. Not physically, just like, Kets, that sucks, dude. A very, very good friend of mine has just found out he's got that. Like, literally within the last couple of weeks. And I know fuck all about it, frankly. I've done a little bit of research where I've had time to try and work out, you know, what I can do to help him out and stuff. It looks like not a lot, if anything. So, yeah. Sorry to hear that, bro. To cry some more, I get it. You don't need to like throw money at a child. But I also look at my sister, who I don't talk about on stream. I don't talk about in general. And right, fuck this. Let's have a proper chat without a fucking paintbrush in my hand. Since I was 21, I have worked an average of 60 hours a week, every week. Some of that is to do with the fact that my headache is incessant and constant, and I must have a distraction from it. And I find that work is a good thing to sort of put myself into. That's one part of it. The other part of it is I've got bills to pay, and And I've always wanted to meet my financial obligations by standing on my own 2 feet and not asking for help from other people. Since I was, let's see, probably about 34, when I started painting as well as my day job, I've worked an average of 80 to 90 hours a week. Mostly for the same reasons. And it's because of that and wanting my business to succeed that I'm in a position where I am now, where it is. And I am. But I have a work ethic that is so strong you could bend steel around. On the other side of the equation is my sister. My sister is 18 months younger than me. And since she was 18 years old, she has worked a sum total of a year. In nearly 20 years. She's worked for about a year's worth of time. Because she's lazy. Fundamentally lazy. And she wants the easy life through everything. And she has absolutely no ambition or drive at all. She will go to the doctor and say, oh, I've got the following symptoms, and the doctor will sign her off, and then they'll stop signing her off, so she'll go to the dole office, and she'll sign on, and look for a job, and she'll might be doing like a day or two, and then she won't do any of that, and she will go back home and just do nothing, basically watching shit on Netflix and playing video games. There's no reason, since we both had exactly the same upbringing, that a child brought up in that would have better than a 50-50 shot of being one or the other. And whilst my parents did, I feel, a fantastic job in raising me, if they did exactly the same things for both myself and my sister, how the fuck did we turn out so different? My sister has essentially eaten herself, and not like gnawing her arm, it's just weird and oddly spaceballsy. She is so big that she has to walk with a cane because her knees can't bear the weight of her fucking body. I've put on weight at times. At my heaviest, I was 17 stone, and I fucking looked it, and I saw a picture. God, can I even... Let me see if I can find this picture. Let's have a real share. This is disgusting. This is me with more hair and no mohawk. Check this shit out. Where's the photos part of this? There we go. This came up in the like the weird timelines you get on Google every now and again. Where's the scroll? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. I walked on a new kind of story time with Jay. Yeah, this was a bit darker. Okay, so here is Meep as a kitten. Alright, you think she looks cute now. Look at this! Look at these fucking bat ears. Okay, this is baby Meep, where she was so small she could literally sit on just the palm of my hand. Not even my fingers, just the palm of my hand. And this is Kira, who was her sister before, unfortunately, she headbutted a Land Rover. This is what happened to my foot after the the motorbike accident I had. Just above that is me when I had a six-pack. And this is me when I was fat, and that's my ex-wife. Less beard, more hair, way more gut. Not good. Not good at all. So I've been fat. We went from that, and I've kept that photo, to there's the six-pack and everything else that you saw on the other picture. You know? So, you look like you belong in Smashing Pumpkins. Somebody once told me that I look like Billy Corgan, and unfortunately, the only photo of Billy Corgan I'd ever seen at that point was when he was bald. And I'm like, how the fuck do I look like Billy Corgan? Kakita87, how you doing, dude? That's not fat. Hey, you guys can say that's not fat. It's like, it's in your head, right? To me, I was fat. Let me get to a place I have sound. Cool. But anyway, there you go. That's a big old share. What happened to the foot? The foot was a motorbike accident. I was going down a hill at very, very low speed in a lot of water. It was raining really, really hard. And I started to apply the brakes way before I needed to. There was probably like 40 yards between me and the car in front. I was like, I'm just going to really, really slowly just brake so I hopefully don't need to stop. And they're all stopped at some lights. And as I started to brake, the front wheel locked up and it slid out sideways. I came off the bike on the other side and my foot went down. And obviously with forward momentum, my foot went from being here with like my toes this end to being like that. And then the bike tipped back over this way. And there we go. Joseph Palmer, absolute superstar. Thank you very much for that Patreon pledge, dude. Was that John McClane Invicta? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But anyway, how are you? How is your stream? Everyone, if you don't already follow Kakita, please go and do so. I'm going to double check that I do. I'm reasonably sure I do. I don't. Wow. I have corrected my heinous mistake. Kakita only needs another 16 followers to make affiliate. So do it. Do it, guys. Do it. And AJ gifting a sub to Master Mouse. You little legend, you. Let me give Mouse there. Meeps. Oh, come on. Just don't click his name, you prick. That's better. Bot. He's over here for some reason. Currency. Yeah, Master Mouse. There are some meeps for you. Exclamation point win and exclamation point mystery to find out why you should always be a sub here. Always be a sub here. So, okay, finish up a 10-man squad of Death Company Intercessors. Oh, sweet, dude. Sweet. Dude. Yeah, we're in a silly mood now. So there you go. You've had a very deep dive into story time with Jay. That's the last freebie you guys get today. Oh, I missed something from Sarah by the looks of things. It's ringing so many bells for me. I have a brother. We were worlds apart. My parents put their ass off to give us everything we turned out like Jekyll and Hyde kids. It's sad. Yeah. Mine did as much as they could for both of us. And so, you know. Polly, that sucks, man. Ran up a concrete hill with my hands down on a skateboard. Oh, fuck. Well, it doesn't show. You still look good. Don't worry. Funky, how you doing? Well, Blood Angels red might have gone off. It looked more like orange than red, but contrast and that kind of thing. So Blood Angels red is a scarlet. And scarlet is orange, basically. I don't know if you've seen it, but we have a YouTube video on how to do this red armor. Now, the reason this armor looks so red is because the only colors that are used in the painting the majority of this armor are red and black. We mix those together for the shades and build that up. And there's a little bit of yellow mixed in with the highlights on this. Now, on Patreon tomorrow morning, that will get a written guide go up as long as it can upload. Currently, it wouldn't let me earlier on. But that went up on YouTube last week as How to Paint Blood Angels. So maybe worth a check out. We've got a massive Blood Angels army we're working on here. Let me just grab a quick pic off Instagram that I put up there the other day. And you'll see what's going on with it. Here it is. There it isn't. It's there. But it isn't there. Hey, there we go. So that's it, as well as a floaty tank. What's it called? The transport one. Not the imposter. Impulsor! There we go. Drunk Mystic, keeping that gift sub going. Legend. Absolute legend. Thank you very much, bro. Right, still highlighting bits of Lafleur. That's just posh for floor, not flower, by the way, for anyone corrects me on that. No mood for corrections like that today. Couple more little highlights on these edges to help just showcase the brighter path of light down the middle here. But yeah, Sarah, that's a good skateboarding injury. Not bad. Not bad. But the worst thing I did when I was boarding was just sprain an ankle a little bit by somehow skateboarding over my own foot. Quick question, what's better for fast attacking of Outriders or a 10-man assault squad? Never a 10-man assault squad. Like, never. So, Des, a 10-man would have more attacks and wounds. You're right. What army are you playing, Andrew? That's the thing. Obviously, it's Marines. We know that. But which flavor of Marines? Which flavor of Marines? But Windsor Newton 0 and 7 size 0 instead of 1. I think they're way too small. Rip me. The 0 is a big difference from this. Broke my arm leapfrogging over my mate. Snap below the joint of the shot. Oh. Cuz is right. Attack bikes are pretty legit right now. Those multi-melters are doing work. Really doing work. Vanguard Vets is a good way that people do it. So single Lightning Claw and a Storm Shield. That's kind of the thing. Macy! How you doing, brother? You can't say that word on Twitch. You can get banned for that, so be careful with it. I know you mean it out of love, so I don't care, but yeah, careful. Getting his sub on as well. 17 months. They are elites. Yeah, you're right. You did say you wanted fast attack. But it's rare that someone doesn't have at least one spare elite slot. Why specifically do you want fast attack? Anyway, Mace, how are you doing? How's your streams been going? How's it going here? It's going well. I'm full on elites. Damn, son. Making a Vanguard detachment with 3 Turn Me squad and 2 HQ for some fun. Oh, okay. I'm with you. What flavor Marines did you answer that? Black Templars. So you get reroll charges. Okay. And you go, it's a relatively fun list as well, because you go on Black Templar Terminators and not Black Templar Honor Guard, which is the way that if I was running Black Templar, not Honor Guard, Blade Guard, if I was going to run Templars, that's where I'd sort of park myself. Oh shit, mate, sorry to hear that, dude. Hopefully it's not too bad. Plasma Scepters are amazing, and you can they're 55 points each. You can't quite get 5 in 200 points, but Plasma Scepters are super good. You need to give them rerolls though. They have to have a source of rerolls. Had to take pictures and clean up paint space, check if all the pots were closed proper. I mean, I can't wait for Monday to scrub this desk. There's so much grime on it now. Yeah, I think Plasma Inceptors is probably one of your safest places to park yourself on this one, bro. Like, for reals. You're playing Black Templars, so there's almost no chance of you not having a chaplain, right? Like, there's going to be one in there somewhere, yeah? I still see attack bikes, pop transports, and the rest of this could charge. Mop up. Yeah, Like, attack bikes are just currently really, really, really strong. Like, really, really strong. People like John Lennon have been running those for a while now, and he is, say what you like, one of the best Marine players currently. Ventress getting his sub on for the last 14 months. Superstar. Cheers, brother. Untitled Chaplain. Okay, at least he can deep strike, but that makes... You can't really deep strike him. John Lennon's in Beatles. No, John Lennon, the 40k player from Art of War. And that'd be Lennon with an O. Right, let's work with... Just trying to pick the right orange highlight out of this. We're going to go slightly darker, I think. Get to work on some of these sections down here now. Need some space bears. Mate, gotta get Jazza on the go for the space bears. Right, so we're actually doing the edge highlights with a bit of a glaze at this point. It's extremely thin, but I need it to be translucent so that once this is on the Mini and it dries, we're still getting quite a lot of that original colour showing through. And all we're really doing here is increasing the length of our highlights as we get closer towards the brightest point. So here we came all the way up to there. On this one, for instance, we're not going to go even close to it. Damn, just hit a recess. There we go, problem solved. And the Primaris version 2, Terminators is something I want to try. Terminators are cool. They are cool. And in the fun list, there's definitely all the reasons in the world to take Terminators. I'm just glad you're playing Black Templars and not Deathwing, because you said this is a fun list for some fun games, and that suddenly becomes not a fun game. So, let's see, what else could you put with it? You've got a very Terminator-based force. How much shooting do you have in the army? Primaris Chaplain, Jump Pack Chaplain. So, for me, it's all about Chaplain on bike. Like, definitely all about Chaplain on bike. Because I want the mobility from him. I want him to be able to get to the place that I need him to be so that he can buff those units. Give him a jump pack obviously works as well, but because he's the Primaris version, he's got a little bit more durability. He hits a little bit harder because he's got extra attack. And frankly, the model is fucking sick, and sometimes rule of cool is just what wins, right? Sometimes that's the way it is. You have one assault Terminator squad as formerly. Okay, cool. So you've got enough, like at least small shooting, and then I imagine at least some cyclone missile launchers in there as well. So yeah, I'd go with the plasma interceptors. I think it's fucking one of the best choices right now. That's the deep strike come with other deep strikers where you would want him, but the thing is with that Kakita is you deep strike him at the end of the movement phase, and your litany happens in your command phase. So when you deep strike a Terminator, he still doesn't get his litany off till turn 3. So you're almost better off running a guy, like just full pelt, sprinting a dude up the tabletop so that his litany goes off in turn 2. In his movement phase, he's been extra like 9 inches with an advance on average up from where he was. The guys come in and there. All the cast litany in any phase, you can deep strike and cast. Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, but you only get one. And it can't be one that you've used before. Yeah, clever. Clever. To me, though, I'd still rather have that guy just booking up the table. Because normally your battle plan is such that you know where your deep strike threat is coming in. And if not, then... it sounds such an arse. Basically, it's at that point, it's a question of you ensuring that you are able to comprehend your opponent's battle plan, and therefore your counterattack to that battle plan in a deployment phase. It takes some practice, obviously, but that would be the advice there. Also, I probably only have one chaplain in my army, so HQ slots in my Death Watch, not Deathwing, are a chaplain, a captain, and a librarian. I think librarians are a solid choice right now. Even considering spending an extra CP, getting another relic, and giving it to librarians, so you can have Tome of Malcador, so that you can always take Null Zone if needed. Your Chappy Vox relic for extra on auras. Yeah, definitely that's a strong one. I can't remember what mine had, but he didn't have that. But we've got the captain in there for the 5++ on the Storm Shield, the Relic Shield. It does stop it being a Relic Shield, so he doesn't get the invuln on mortal wounds, but I'm not overly fussed about that. I can screen it out. For the most part, at least. The librarian is the Phobos librarian. So, as a result of that, he starts the game already sort of mid-board anyway. And he's got the Beacon Angelis, which means that turn one of my they called Indomitor kill teams is just right in the middle of the table, going, right, we own this shit. By the way, you're now in Melter range with all of this stuff, and we just rinse things. Death Company HQs are Captain, Lieutenant, and 2 Chaplains. You on double detachment on it? The Nightbringer Rex Mortarion. In a game I played with Ben, the Nightbringer one-shot him. He was down to 13 wounds, not 18, admittedly, but it just, bam. Done. For Marines, for me, it's basically down to getting those Eradicators in there, using the... that's what the Chaplain's got. He's got the fucking Tony Ectoclades. That's it. But yeah, he's there to just make something melt. Speaking of Melter and Primaris, when are they going to give us a drop pod for Primaris? Never! If I'm honest, you don't really need it. Now that you've got strategic reserves being a thing, it's one of those things that is nearly obsolete. It's only useful for mini-marines, obviously, because they're the only ones that can fit in it, but only useful for mini-marine Devastator squads. And that was one of those things that came in for about 20 minutes after the Sally's Codex... after the Marine Codex came out, using Salamander's chapter tactics. And all the fucking graph. That graph was disgraceful. Fucking hated that grav amp strap back in 8th. That was distinctly unfun. That was a lot of Iron Hands bullshit back then. That's what I do, bring them from a board edge. Yep. And for Death Company, for playing Blood Angels and Sternguard Vets, I don't think I'd ever use a drop pod if I was a Blood Angels player. I don't think I'd ever have anything I wanted to put in a drop pod if I was a Blood Angels player. Because Sanguinary Guard, certainly don't need one. Death Company with jetpacks, don't need one. And the rest of my shit is at the back of the board winning the game for me while you're trying to deal with 40 fucking psychopaths up your front. Could do Plasma Devs in a drop pod for Dark Knights Pop Strat for 3 damage Plasma. You really could, but I think you're still better off with the Plasma Inceptors for that. They don't take the -1 to hit. You can hide them. They're probably a lot cheaper than a dev squad with all plasma and the drop pod. And they're tougher. You can transhuman them because they're Primaris. You have T5. You've got 2 wounds on the Inceptor still. 2 wounds. Why would you take Devastators with Multi-Melter when Eradicators exist? 3 Eradicators give you more shots. Oh no, Multi-Melter is 2 shots apiece now. That's a point. So you get 4 Eradicators to get the same number of shots, but you've got a 3 wound T5 chassis instead of a... Are you sure? Because they used to be 2. Because they're not, like, proper Gravis. Fast attack, right? Bikes, scouts, attacks, suppressors, inceptors. Yeah, they are 3 wounds now. I'm pretty sure they used to be 2. Were they 2 in 8th? So... yes, you can drop pod a unit of Melted Devs in turn 1. I get that. But I'm playing Deathwatch, so for me I can just Bacon Angelus, the Angel's Bacon, them up the table. And I've kind of got that anyway. And that's a 10-man squad of fat boys too. All grabs are 2 wounds at start of it. That's where I'm thinking of it. That's where I'm thinking of it. Yeah, you can improve your arm saving its damage 1. Yeah. Andrew, it's a fucking gorgeous mini. Like, he'll roll around in here often enough. I was a humongous fan of that guy. I can't wait to paint my own. But hey. I used to kill a Death Company and more units in enemy deployment secondaries. So 10-man Death Company drop pod, more like 7 points round 1. That's fair. How often do you max that? The whole more units in your opponent's deployment zone secondary, I think, is really good for Blood Angels. And I think it's quite thematic as well, so I kind of like that all round. I'd still probably only have a small unit of Death Guard. Not Death Guard. For fuck's sake. Too many death things in 40k. Small unit of Death Company, though, and all the fucking Sand Guard in the world. Because they're disgraceful. And then your little 2-man squads of company vets for doing actions with getting yourself easy takes on engaging on fronts and that kind of stuff too. There were 2 at the beginning of 8th, and 3 when aggressors did, but didn't get the extra attack. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, taking bolter buddies. Yes, but again, Deathwatch. So I have 5 heavy intercessors for you to get through before you get to my Eradicators, and I've got an Inceptor, so even when you charge me, I fall back and still gun you down. So, you know. Too many death things in 40k heresy, yeah, I know, right? But I like Blood Angels. Like they're a solid army. They're going to be a lot of fun to play. And the goal and the sort of point of me having a Marine army is to be able to play it as any kind of Marines. So we're going to paint them up with the Deathwatch shoulder pad on. We're painting them all as one chapter. And it won't be like this shoulder pad is their chapter pad. Well, that's the Deathwatch one. This shoulder pad. It will be they're all of a chapter that are sworn to a Inquisitor, and that's why they've got the Deathwatch shoulder pads on. So I'm going to play them as any flavor Marines plus Deathwatch with no issues. So that unit is bonkers. It's a solid one. Yeah, why take Devastated Rackets? That'd be why. Sure, but I you have to take my apologies, mate. Like for me at the moment, everything I think of is from the perspective of a Death Watch player. Stu Flynn! Get a gift sub from SW Miniatures. You little legend, you. Thank you very much. Stu, there you go, dude. There's a sub for you. Exclamation point win to find out how you could win a £50 hobby voucher just by watching the stream. An exclamation point mystery to find out how you could win a mini like this one, for instance, painted by me in a color scheme of your choice. In fact, actually, we've got about 1 trillion giveaways this month, because not only do we have the voucher giveaway and the mini giveaway that I've just mentioned. The mini giveaway, by the way, this month, you have the choice of the Lord of Virulence, which is such a great mini, apart from the ball sack. I can't take that seriously at all. So we have to find a way of cutting that off. You can choose him, or, as voted by the Patreon community, you can choose a Shock Jump Dragster, which is a fucking epic mini. The race car of death. Love it. Really, really like this. I kind of hope we get to paint that. Or, if you don't want either of those two things, on the last stream of the month, which is the 28th, you could win the contents of the mystery box. I think it was a hernia around the ball bag. That's a nut sack. That is a nut sack. What is last day of the month for stream? Is it a Saturday stream? No, it's a Sunday stream. So that weekend, we've got a crazy stream going on. Instead of streaming Saturday morning from 11 till like 2:30 or so, we're streaming from 10 a.m. on that Saturday morning, so we're starting slightly earlier. And we'll finish sometime around midnight, hopefully. Might even be slightly later than that. Because it is the Necronathon 2. It has happened. It is finally here. Oh, it's epic. The Necronathon 1, we painted 110 minis in a space of 48 hours. We barely made it. Like minutes on the clock, but we made it. The Necronathon 2, we're painting a whole lot less minis. They're still closing in on 100. It's not at 100, but it's not too far off. We are going to be painting the Silent King, 2 Doom Scythes. Big thanks again to Danny for that second flight stand. Much love, brother. But 2 Doom Scythes, Silent King, a load of characters, 20 warriors, 25 immortals, some Scorpec destroyers, some Ophidian destroyers, 6-shooter man, some scarabs, some locust destroyers, some doomstalkers. I think that's everything. Macy is redeemed to tell us a story. Macy, pick a topic that you'd like your story about. We'll hook you up with a story if we've got something from that topic. So that is a hell of a weekend's worth of painting. This will bring us to somewhere in the region of 6,500 points of Necrons painted, which is way more than Macy's like 6 Necrons painted. Had to flame you on that one, bro. Still haven't seen a finished mini at you in 2021. And we've got giveaways galore over that weekend. As long as it's not with a machete. Machete. So any story, as long as it doesn't involve a machete. Your way to streaming would be a nice story. It actually isn't. Yeah, plot twist. It's not. Okay, we'll do that one then. So, how I started streaming. I'll tell you to begin with why I wanted to start streaming. It'll be 2 years in April that we've been streaming for. End of April. And exclamation point list, by the way, as a command to write an army list that we will potentially paint and give away on our stream anniversary, that stream birthday. So there are. I first found Twitch streaming when I was looking up YouTube videos on airbrush tutorials. This is obviously quite a few years ago. And came across the legendary Next Level Painting girl, Kenny Boucher. Absolute fucking superstar, that guy. He and I are very alike on several things. Painting style is one of them, and obviously through watching his YouTube videos, I found out that he was on Twitch. It's like, they do things that aren't video games on Twitch. Because originally for me, Twitch was all about StarCraft 2 and stuff like that. So, all right, let's go check this out. So I started tuning in, and I realized that it was a very, very cool thing to do. Now, I really enjoy helping people achieve their potential. Yo, dog, I'm not a light reflection scientist. Hey, right now, I'm a fucking light reflection scientist. I've always enjoyed helping people get better at stuff. So it was one thing that I missed from working in one of the departments at Ecotricity, the company I used to work at, was the development side of things. I used to be responsible for training new staff and sort of pushing them to excel. And it was something that I found out I was actually quite good at, but it was also something I found that I really enjoyed and I got a lot from. Which I didn't expect to. So that was nice. And I thought that it'd be a really cool thing to be able to share with people how I paint and why I paint in the style I paint. I figured that it would be a good way to share my commission work with people, especially people like the client who might be watching. You can see exactly what's happening as it's happening, you know. And helping people do their best is not very selfish of you. That's true. I'll drink to that. So that's why I wanted to do it. But anyone that's a streamer will know that the technology you need to buy to have a stream that is crisp and clean and so on is expensive. Now this camera setup is 700 quid for the camera and the capture card. It's probably more like 750 with the stands, the cables, the battery charging, and well, in this case it's like a power pack, but you know, all these things. But the PC needs to be a bit of a beast to be able to take all of this information and compact it and fire it into the internet and have it come out looking crisp and clean and so on. And so the barrier of entry to me was I don't have the technology. So we started saving up for the PC. And then my grandfather died. I love Les. He's an absolute fucking boss. He's been a massive influence on my life in certain aspects. Some good, some bad. And in his will, he left me a little bit of money. It's not a lot. It wasn't a lot. It was just over $2,000. Now, earlier on we talked about how much I work, and the instruction in the will was that no, this one's I won't say a shitty webcam. It's a good webcam. It's a Logitech C920, so that's about 80 quid when it was brand new. Much cheaper. But Les knew what I was like, and normally I'd get money for Christmas or whatever, and that would go to pay things like the electricity bill or help the car go through its MOT. You know, something along those sorts of lines. And there's an instruction in the will which was, you need to use this money for something you just want to do. Waste it if you want to. Just do something that you want to do. Do something that's going to make you happy. And so I used part of that money to go to Gibraltar for their grand tournament. I bought a box of cigars, and I bought everything I needed for the PC. And so without my grandfather passing that on, I would not be in a position to be able to do this. That's it. So, cheers, Les. Hookers and blow. Nah. But yeah, that's how we got into streaming. It was something, like I said, I wanted to do and had wanted to do for a while, to share my experiences. I never, ever, ever considered streaming being just what I did, as in like how I'd made my living. And it's still not. Obviously, the commissions are a big part of my being able to live. But the streaming fucking helps, man. In a big way. You guys. Thank you very much to all of you. End of the day, it doesn't matter what you stream, what you do. This makes no difference. You guys make a difference. Cheers to you all. Without you guys, there'd be no stream. It's that simple. It's why we let you choose the giveaways and things like that. This is your stream, not my stream. Alright, I want to try and get this piece finished prior to the whip, but we've only got 15 minutes or so. We're working now on some of these areas that have got much more red highlights. So these like safety lamps, we've still got to do some shades on that as well. But we're just going to bring in, what's that? Faces and bases. We prefer you, Kenny, because you airbrush properly with your thumb. Fuck's sake. Brilliant. I love Kenny. Without him, there'd also be no stream. Right? Without finding out that Twitch was a thing that had painters, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. You might Frog Lane. Aim higher, bro. Like seriously, I should not be anyone's inspiration. I should be somebody's cautionary fucking tale, and that's it. I should not be someone's inspiration. Here's a list of things not to do, presented by Jay from Mohawk Miniatures. That's what this show should be. I used to watch it for hours when he was pretty much the only one doing it. He's an OG, for sure. Any feedback, but I'm dying to go to bed. Nice. You can always watch it back on the VOD, dude. Like, maybe go and edit your post and like ask the questions there that you might want to ask based on whatever feedback I might give. But you can always watch it back on YouTube. Every morning, I look at YouTube and there's always Override. Cheers for the follow. Thank you very much, dude. Yeah, there's always like 20 or 30 views already on the VOD. And I'm like, how the fuck? And I figured it out. I got a watch time of like 7 minutes on average. And it's people going in there to look at the feedback they got from what they put in the whip. Frog Lane, cheers, dude. Thank you. I will always be honest. Like, I'm not always going to volunteer information. And there are some things I just won't tell people. But any question that is about what we do, either from a painting perspective or a business perspective, I believe that it is best to just be transparent and be honest and be open. And also lying, so much fucking hard work. I ain't got time for that shit. I barely had time to eat today, god damn it. Let alone fucking lies. SW Miniatures, you're a little sweetheart too. That's okay. That's okay. It's a little bit thick. I'm gonna thin that down just a touch more. We're glazing on edge highlights. I went back into one of your VODs and did a screen record of you stripping down and rebuilding your airbrush. Okay. I mean, I'm just glad it was that and not anything else, to be honest. We're just trying to build up some of these little lights just around this actual light. And I'm aware that this actual light needs a little bit of highlighting on it as well. So we've got plenty to go on with this. No question, just finally finished first of my turn looking for feedback. Oh, nice, dude. In that case, can I post a slightly less censored pic of my new Mini? It must be stream friendly. I'm aware you've got an army that, we talked about it, is got some very polarizing opinions on both the army and yourself. I am not going to risk the stream on showing an elf lady with her tits hanging out. So as long as everything is completely censored, yes, that's fine. And if I can get somebody else to just double check it beforehand, so one of the mods if you're here, then that'd be grand. Oh no, I'm just talking about the conversation we had in stream. I don't know if it was last stream or the one before when we talked about it. But there were people on sort of both sides of that camp. And you're aware of that. You knew that going into it. You said as much, so. Right, that's cool, but we need to... So I have to glaze these on. What I need to do now, we've got all the highlights right. Although, having said, I just want a little bit of a thicker... Oh, itchy nose. Thicker highlight just here and here. Above that light. That's good. No, that's good. You're here, Des. You're a fucking legend. I know Jaeger's has some shit to do this evening. I haven't seen Timmy. So either he's busy or he's quiet. Right, what we're doing now is we're depositing. So we're not stippling, but we're just allowing the paint to come off of our brush in a very specific place on both of these. So in the middle, we had to do a set of dots. Here we can do more of a set of real brush strokes. But what we need to do is just build up the middle of this light, because the light must be fuck. Just hit a recess. Best thing about glazes though, you just pull that paint straight back up. We need the light to be brighter than the housing it's in, but I want the light to be bright enough, or the effect of the light to be bright enough, because all this in the dark, remember, to essentially stop you from seeing the housing. Alright, let's build this up just a touch more. Need to keep those little recesses around the edges there. Have to go brighter now. Again, glazes, using very little paint at a time. One of the best things about using a glaze as well is that it dries extremely fast. And so, as a result, you can get many passes down. Slowly building that opacity. In fact, that's something on Patreon's video tomorrow about the Blood Angels Part 2. I know a lot of people have asked this recently. We do a bit of a deep dive on glazing a shoulder pad. So that might be worth checking out for anyone that's already a Patreon video viewer that wants to look up a little bit more info on glazes. Faces and bases, I'd like to see the Mortal Realms Warhammer Quest stuff, but I couldn't give the first flying fuck about the rest of it. At all. I'm not a Sigmar player. I love the minis. I haven't been overly thrilled about some of their most recent stuff, but I do like the minis. Mikey and I touched about it on Monday. It's sort of widely recognized that a lot of the Sigmar minis are just putting a very thin glaze of red over all of this now. Just to knock down some of what we've just done and bring it back to the red part of the spectrum. It's widely regarded that the Sigmar minis look better as a overall range than the 40k stuff. But that is mostly because every single range in Age of Sigmar is brand new. You're going to get almost a full range on everything because they're kind of reinventing all of that as they go. Right. That, I'm going to hit that with a hairdryer, maybe do one more glaze on it. But that's looking pretty hot. Yeah, I really like what we've done here now. So there's Lenny and Carl. You can see them if we move this forward, they become the thing that's, is in focus. So you've got a light effect coming in from the front. You see part of Carl is hidden. So this claw, a load less highlights on there than on the areas right in the middle, in the way of the light path. Loads of highlights on Lenny. We've got different highlights, different tones on the body. And then as we start to tilt away from being face on with that light, it moves into all of this shadow we've got coming up his back. Very definitely looking the part there, and then we come right round here. You see, you've got a little bit of OSL just down here, showing that energy gate is open and ready. You got a palm scanner casting that green light on there. Fucking loving it. Strata! How you doing, my brother? Gonna have some giveaways from Strata, in fact. Not next weekend. Sorry, not this weekend. Next weekend. Still not yet. Still not yet. So don't worry. We've got plenty of time. I'm going to be painting a set of those on the stream as well. Oh, Christ! How's it going, dude? How you doing? Let's get some love in the stream for Orcrist and for Strata miniatures. Especially put Strata and especially put tokens as well. So this bit is pretty much done. We've got some shadow bits to put on it, but we'll do that at the same time as we're doing the shadow elements on things like this. This is the furnace that goes just in front of Lenny. This is what's casting that light. And that will be sort of there on the diorama. In fact, we're working the wrong way round. It'll be sort of there on a diorama with this element of it. And you can see we've got some light sourcing on here. That comes from this piece. Just casting those nice red lights on there. That goes like so. And that's why there's a little red light on this part, because of that light coming down and shining on that. And then we've got this little bit right down at the bottom, so where we're just doing that light is casting this bit of light on here. So it's looking good. It's actually looking fucking brilliant. I am so happy with this right now. So hopefully we are on board for second place. That's all I can ask for, because what will almost certainly be first place is my buddy Stu, aka Rumpelmaster. And to give you an idea of what Stu is painting for this contest, this is the second best Gazgol I've ever seen. Fucking hell. Although, thinking about it, is anyone else looking at that going, there's too much there I can't take into detail? I mean, it's spanking, but is it too much? I don't know. His execution is, as always, fucking immense. Just such a great painter. I love it. Rumpelmaster. Go and check him out. He's a really good friend of mine, Stu Headley. I'll show you, if I can, the Necrons. Here's some of the Necrons from his army I played at No Retreat. There you go. That's a Doomsday Arc. Danny, tell me about your Doomsday Arc. Get wrecked, son. These are Stu's Necrons. They look awesome. Full non-metallic metal Necron army. Yeah, that's literally all he paints. Non-metallic metal. There's another Doomsday Arc. Oh no, Annihilation Barge on that one. Madness, right? Madness. Okay, that's enough of what I've been painting. That's certainly enough of what he's been painting. Motherfucker. Show me up here. The Necron Factory Overseer won't allow anything else. Absolutely. Clearly that's the way. It is whip time. So exclamation point whip or exclamation point Discord. Go and get yourself a link to our Discord where you can upload some pictures of what you have been doing. If you ever wondered how your stream looked on a TV with Philips Hue ambient lighting, here you go. I didn't, but let's check it out anyway. Damn, that red! Suddenly, red zone. Get the yellow in there, quick. Oh, I didn't get to it. Shit, son. I don't even have a TV, let alone a TV that lights up the room. So, you know. Cheers for showing that gas while showing our whips. Hey, it's alright, man. Set your expectations low. Right, Admiral Ant's got some painting done on my Sorcerer. This looks pretty cool. This does look pretty cool. Yeah, I like that, dude. Definitely needs a black base for him. Orcrist, can you remove that picture then, please? Because not putting that on stream. Put it this way, you can or Des can. Cheers, brother. Let's look at the big old stick. Gotta hate to be hit with that staff. Nice little tentacle arm coming in there. Love the little eyes you've got there on the skull lighting up. Yeah, it's good, dude. That skull is really well done. Really, really well done. Yeah, looking nice. Some of your wash has pulled a little bit on both the Tyranid head and the lowest part of his pauldron. You can glaze some of that out easily enough by using just the base color there and just doing a few coats, but really, really nice job, mate. No idea done, but enjoying it. I'm glad you are, mate. Really glad you are. Andrew Octobid, hey, at least that's done. You can start painting now. It's already removed. Cheers, Des. SW Miniatures, Jimmy. Some more bits done to this chat. Need to get the Indomitus stuff finished. Hell yes. Dude, that is a beautiful blue. That is so in your face. I love it. I've got this guy sat on my desk to paint. We did one of these as well in the Spears of the Emperor scheme. So, it's nice. It's nice, looking good. Make sure you get something on that tilt shield, right? You get this nice little space, got to do something. You can just be like some simple checks, freehand, whatever you want. But you've got to get something on there. Cheers, Des. Cheers, all, Chris. Really appreciate it. Basically, not going to show it on stream because Twitch gets a little twitchy about people twitching their nips. He says doing something else that Twitch doesn't like. So, nice work, dude. Really, really nice. I think that cape, the tabard, could have had a little bit smoother highlights on it. But it's because it's such a massive contrast to the blue that they stand out. I think really the best thing to do there would just be to glaze some of the highlights down into the recesses a little bit more. Just with a softer build-up. Essentially, because the blue is super in your face and the red is not, there's a bigger clash between the two, and it makes any imperfection on the one stand out a little bit more. And it's just where you've got a recess that's a very dark red and then much brighter highlights on that. So try and blend those two together a bit more and you'll be on point for it. Alright, to cry some more. Oh yes. This is fully not heretical. Like in this, we've obviously got a wolf and dreadnought. There's an actual wolf. Amazeballs! Straight up, I love the Space Wolf Dreadnoughts. I wonder how that Dreadnought list is doing. I really, really like the idea of using the Hellbrute parts for this. The leg plate is very, very chaosy. So I might have just tried to file away some of those slightly spikier elements to it. But damn, son. Really, really nice job on that painting as well. That's a fantastic blue. Yeah, fucking great work, dude. I love how bright it's got. Proper sky blue. Looks grand. Looks grand. Banging job on the flesh as well. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Good stuff. Rebelson666. My first attempt at Space Marines. Not bad, dude. Not bad at all. This is one of the Space Hulk Terminators. Inquisition is coming. Yeah, Commissar's loading up that bolt pistol, bro. Start feeling embarrassed. These paint jobs look better every time I'm here. Hey, that's the plan, man. Everyone improves with time and practice. This is good. Some of your red could have a little bit more depth to it, so get a bit more of a shadow. But otherwise, it's great. And that's it. I've got nothing else to Maybe your hazard stripes are a little off. But I'm only saying that because I'm the king of the hazard stripes. So, you know. Great job. Really, really solid work. Yeah, banging, dude. That purple's really, really nice. Good accent color for Blood Angels. Awesome. Really, really awesome, mate. Well done. Right, Frog Lane Studio. Frog Lane can't count to 3. What is going on? But here's the Imperial Fist that he's done. This is another of the bigatures. These are so cool. He did use, and so we'll let him off, he did use the marble tutorial over on YouTube to do all of the marble on this Imperial Fist. So you'll see a little bit there at the top of the backpack. Love that transfer on the tassel, I think is what it's called, the armor plate. Screwbo will know. That bottle gun looks sick. Is that transfer with a text on it? Back to front. Or like upside down. Tacit. That's it. That's so cool though. Fucking great stuff, isn't it? Here's some of that marble. Look at that shield. Look at that shield. Fantastic marble effect. Exclamation point YouTube. Go and find that video. It's a good one. It's a good one. Been working on the Banana Boy today. Still lots to do on him, but close to finishing him. Would really appreciate some CNC on this one. I don't often ask for it. This one, I feel I need it. All right. I don't do a lot of large-scale minis. In fact, I've done literally one. So, I think your yellow is a bit flat, and it's too late to change that. It just is. Let's cry. Your lettering up here really needs to be tidier. You've got way more real estate on this guy than I have on a tiny ass mini. And so when you do something like this that is this freehand, especially next to the decals that you've used to help mimic the effect of freehand, you have to smash it. If you're having issues doing it with the brush, then it's usually down to paint consistency. So try some black ink. Alternatively, try using it just as a very dark grey or a very dark brown instead of black, because it's softer on the eyes and it looks like it fits better. Black on anything is super stark. It's as defined as it can be because it's black, right? So yeah, I definitely look at doing that. Micron pens, yeah, except I'm never going to tell anyone to use something that isn't a brush or an airbrush, because you can achieve this with a brush, and practice makes perfect. None of this shit's easy. If it was, everyone would do it. The fact people don't mean that you've got to put some time in, you've got to put some practice in. So that is a little bit of a weak point for me. Other than that, I don't have a lot to recommend. There's maybe an argument that you gloss the marble. Because you could do with a few more volumetric highlights on that to give it more of its shape. But I don't know. Like I said, my experience with bigatures is one mini, one biggie, whatever. So I'm not necessarily the right person to ask on that. Something about that shield is bugging me. Dickhead. I think it's the streaks on it. You've got a little bit of like streaking grime on there. Like down from the eye, there's a little bit. There's a few other sort of small areas of it here and there. Druaga7476, cheers for that follow and welcome to the stream. Yeah, there's something about that isn't quite doing it for me, and I don't know why. I'd maybe revisit it, but the other thing as well here, you could possibly get away with a little bit of verdigris. They have, definitely. But I think it works on something this scale as well. I got no issue with that whatsoever. I think he's done a really good job of it too. So I'm not going to fault him for that. Maybe some verdigris on some of the sort of more brass elements of this. And the laurels underneath the marble look very flat in comparison to the marble. So you might have to do something with those too. There you go, bro. You asked for C&C. We've been pretty thorough, I think, on that. But good luck to you, dude. This is an epic thing. You do a lot of these. I've done literally one, and mine wasn't multi-posable, whereas yours is. So, very different world indeed. Daddy Tubbs, not far off now. Launcher, stubber, and ion shield to be done. Then the head. Planning on trying to get some oil paint to add streaks here and there. Also, might weather the gold. Let's see it. Nice. You should weather the gold. We've had that conversation. Frog Lane, no worries, dude. Honestly, my pleasure. We're here to help. That's literally, we had that conversation earlier on. So, yeah, solid work, but that gold does need to be weathered. There's something else happening to the skeleton as well, right? It's not blue. It's you use blue as a workup for this. Here we are. Yeah. No, loving it, dude. Loads of detail. Oil streaks would be a really good way of doing anything past this. That looks great. That looks great. Fucking nailed that parchment. Solid. It's clean. That's the problem on a dirty shield. I think it's more that the dirty shield wasn't quite as dirty as it needed to be. Nogon Matthew, cool. You're a Knight player. What do you think of the Custoris Knight Styrics? I fucking love the Styrics. Absolutely love the Styrics. I don't have it in my normal list because my normal list is optimized around 3 Crusaders and 3 Helverins, and it is perfect as far as I'm concerned. We have dropped so many top tier players using that list that have had way more competitive armies than mine. So for me, it works super well for my playstyle. However, if I was going to do Armiger spam list, the list I've given to one of the Welsh team captains is Styrics, 2 Grav Moirax, and 9, I think it was 9 Warglaves. So if you're going to go Baby Knight spam, throwing the Styrics in there, I think makes that list so much better. Because you use the Styrics and you can give him the... there's a Warlord trait that you basically pick a baddie unit and Armigers get +1 to hit against that unit. And you take the custom households for your Armigers to fall back and shoot but at -1 or fall back and charge. You get the option of either one, not both. And that +1 to hit also works in the fight phase. So by taking the Styrics, giving him that Warlord trait, and then as a relic, what did I... No, that's the relic. It's the fucking Helm of Command. That's the relic. Then there's a Warlord trait. You drop in Landstrider. So he's super mobile. The army you've got around him are super mobile. You've got CP to spare, so you can keep that Iron Bulwark going on him. Not Iron Bulwark. Rotate Iron Shields going on him. And I think he's a really good part of the list. But that's deviating away from where we're at here. Daddy Tubs, fucking great stuff, mate. We've seen a lot of this night as it's been painted and been worked on. Love all these little extra details you're putting in. Spectacular stuff. Good Life Games TV. How's it going, bro? Good to see you as always. Faces and bases. Says 3 down. Need inspiration on bases. Maybe the colours on the White Dwarf colour, which is the thing underneath it. Might end up a little bit bright. If you took like the green and white that's right in the middle there, I think maybe not. If you did the blue, green, teal that's like just underneath the owl man, then yes, maybe. I think that'd be a good way to go. But these are really, really cool. Very, very clean execution. And if I'm honest, these are the only cow elves I've ever seen that look decent. Like, GW, hire this guy. That's all I got. Oh. Yeah, super good work, dude. Super, super good work. What about the kangaroos? They can fuck off. Main body almost done. Just exhaust and lenses. Pilot to work on. Not keen on the upper arm. Oh, the pilot? Okay, really like that. That's a really, really good idea. Good work on the posing of him as well. He doesn't have shoulder pads, and so GW tried to find a power level. Brilliant. Told me you like mine. Was this a lie? No. I am very honest. When it comes to the whip, I'm never going to tell somebody that their work looks great if it doesn't. But I'll be kind about it, and we'll give inspiration and some instruction to improve. Because, and this has never happened, but if something came into the whip that looked truly shit, I said, oh, it looks great, man. Everyone in the audience knows I'm full of shit. And more importantly, I'm not helping that guy out. So, there we go. I know, dude, I know, but I felt I had to answer it. I would base them on infiltrate, so maybe one shoulder pad. No, the pilots don't have shoulder pads at all. No pauldrons. So, I'd probably leave it. With regards to the arm there, you've got to think about the story. Would he brace against it with his forearm aggressively? Because it looks like he's tried to help force the cage open. And I think he'd probably grab it and shove it instead of doing this. So there are some open-handed marine hands. Size 1. It says in the thing. Oh, it doesn't say in the thing. Damn. Okay. 2 right arms from Reavers / infiltrators would work. Cool. Bricky! Dude! Coming in here right at the end of the stream. Well, we'll have to do a bit more work, won't we? How you doing, brother? Good to see you as always. Everyone, you're probably already following Bricky, but if not, give this guy a follow. He's one of the guys that did Dice Check, the tournament that went up over YouTube and Twitch. He's a fucking legend. He's a really good guy. Good 40k player as well, so worth it. Markmeister21, Sir Silver Fox. I missed another follow. Own Shover. Thank all of you guys for the follow. Vortexas, Lizardcraft Gaming, Bilbo Shaggins, great name. Captain Sprinkles, Cryothea, Moonstone Bear, Des Bricky, love you, dude. Sir Silver Fox, The Dominant, Disco Diva Beige. Oh, Disco Diva Bay J. Cheers. Welcome to the stream, guys. So we're just going through the work in progress gallery, which is the community work. But I will show you what we've been working on this evening. We are doing a diorama, which was one of the prizes we gave away last month. Platimage, Nymphadoro, Boom Yatol. Cheers to the follows for all of you guys. So here's what we've got. So we have a couple of bits of like Underhive. The story of this is we're in a really dark part of like the Underhive or some sort of like Manufactorum world or something. And there is a furnace, and this is right next to a bit of like substructure. There you go, Nymphadoro, cheers for that follow. So that's there casting some light on the furnace. And on the way to the furnace is our Abominant, Lenny, and his little buddy Carl right down here next to him. So Lenny is lit up, as you can see, by the light from the furnace, but the rest of the scene around him is super dark, with the exception of two little things. This little green like palm scanner that is used to open up the energy gate that is here. And that energy gate is now open, so these little lights are green rather than like a flashing amber or something. And he's beating the shit out of this furnace. He's trying to destroy it so that the plan, generations in the making, can take shape. And tonight we worked exclusively on this piece. We finished the glow, the light effect on his hammer. Then we started working on all of this, getting some nice sharp highlights to help bring out the detail down on that. So, still got a lot to do. Still got a lot to do on this guy. This account is pointless too. I love the fact it's a second one. Is now following. Thank you for the follow. Glad you guys are liking this. This is a competition entry for the Amsterdam Battle Brothers Busy Brush Brawl. I think that's it. And so far it's taken most of the month to do. But we've done everything on stream, start to finish, including the creation of all of this. So it sort of sits there like this. We've got the furnace right in front of him, casting that light. We've got this piece just here, which is lighting up, obviously, that area, but also a little part of this as well. And we've got a little fan underneath that is just there to help showcase this extra stuff on the base. So still plenty to do. But we've got to get it finished between now and Sunday stream finishing. So a lot to do. Anyway, Bricky, how was your stream, bro? What were you up to today? Every time I go to raid you, you're playing a video game, and I'm like, it's not Warhams. Need some Warhams. But anyway, we're looking at the whip. This is where we're at. This is a Invicta that somebody is put together. They said they're unsure on the arm, the lifting up of the roll cage there. I've suggested you probably should find a flat hand and try and get that sort of motion going in. But it is tricky. It is tricky. You think Lenny is fixing the furnace? Look at a dude who wants to help his fellow mutant. What? My name is Lenny and I've come to fix your fridge. Let me grab my tools. Yeah, I can see it now. And that's some odd porn right there. I love this conversion though. Really, really good idea. Really good idea. I've come to fix your pipes. Yeah, exactly right. Oh, you need a hat? I have 3. There's a Total Recall moment in there somewhere. Now, looking good, bro. Nice clean paint scheme. Although you could probably do with just making those highlights on the vents on the back just a little bit more. You've got on the left-hand side much more of a highlight you do on the right, and you've got to make them match. So either darken down the ones on the one side or brighten up the ones on the other. Thanks for choosing Johnny Cap. You got it. Wamposaurus, you absolute babe. All right, Crownblade. This is another warband. I don't think we've seen any of these guys before. Gonna do a pink plasma glow once all edges are done. Jesus, dude. That looks sick. That looks super sick. Nice work, dude. Like the skin tones. You could maybe, and I mean like maybe, get a little bit more variation in those skin tones. So maybe getting a little bit more of a shadow. But you don't need it. Casual Sheepy, cheers for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Hell, one of the fish tank terrain pieces I ordered just arrived, smashed to hell. Shit. Unlucky, dude. Hopefully it's insured. And some of that bone could do with a little bit more going on it. From a distance, it looked good. Up close, it's a little bit sort of lacking. So either just pick out another couple of highlights on it, or just go a little bit brighter with one of the highlights that you've done. But otherwise, mate, they're great. Like, really, really solid work. As always, dude. There's very little that you put in the whip that isn't just like, yep, great job. And I'm finding more and more that I'm having to be really, really picky to find things to suggest you improve on. So, keep it up. AJ, take care, bro. Take care. Strata, just finishing the second half of my bases, then the fun stuff. Nice, dude. Nice. Strata is making some bases for me for a commission we're doing next month. We've got some Armageddon Knights to do for Viking XDK. 4 Helverins. Great bases, though, dude. Exclamation point Strata or exclamation point tokens. Get a link to see what they do. Crazyfish365. Hey, Jay. I had this dank hold Trogoth sat on the shelf for over a year. Finally got around to finishing it, and now I have the Trog boss to do. Okay, this is a sick mini. I really like these. There was one of these that won Golden Demon. A similar one. Those bases are cool, custom made. They're 3D printed. So Strata Miniatures is a 3D printing company that produces some really, really cool shit. One of them being the differently abled D&D characters. So people in wheelchairs to play D&D. They took off on the internet. And that's just one of the things that they do. They're really, really class. Loving the amount of colour you've got here, mate. All those nice bright blue mushrooms at the top. Really at odds with the barnacles and everything you've got on there. Very pale skin tones. That statue needs something, just a little highlight or two more. Just a couple of really, really skinny edge highlights in there. And I don't mean many. I mean like literally just like maybe a dozen on the entire front face to just snap some of those little bits into some really, really sharp focus. But otherwise this is great. Apart from, I've just seen it, there's a big join line going up his side here. Can't find his eyes. I'm not surprised, bro. There's a lot going on in this mini. How is... Shoulders like this, arms the length of the entire mini, and the tiniest butt. This guy clearly needs to do some more squats. Like, get them glutes working, bro. Needs a giant green bogey. Brilliant. You fixed his toenails. Wait, what's wrong with his... Okay. Alright, that's it. We are all whipped out. So we're done for today. We are done for today. Squats, bro. Yeah, squats. Too soon. Still too soon. The next stream is now Saturday morning. So tune in from 11 a.m. on Saturday. Remember, not this weekend, but next weekend is the second part of the Necronathon marathon stream. We're streaming from 10 a.m. through till easily midnight on the Saturday. And then Sunday, 10 a.m. until the job is done. We are painting a lot of Necrons. We've got the Silent King to do, 2 Doom Scythes to do, 20 Warriors, 25 Immortals, 6 Ophidian Destroyers, 2 or 3 Plasmacytes, some Scorpec Destroyers, some Locust Destroyers, some Doomstalkers, a lot of characters. Did I miss something? I don't even know anymore. 3 spiders. Fuck, I knew there were spiders in there somewhere. There is a shit ton to do. Now, this is next weekend. Not this weekend coming. The 27th and 28th. Now, on that weekend, it is giveaway weekend anyway. So we're giving one lucky subscriber either the Lord of Virulence from the Death Guard set. I love this mini. Brand new. Looks class. Absolutely love it. Or you could choose instead the Shock Jump Dragster. Now, if you don't like either of those 2 minis, and you think, you know what, Jay, I don't want you to paint one of those in the color scheme of my choice. Instead, I want to gamble it all, and I want to take on the contents of the mystery box. Well, then that's an option too. In here is a mini, but literally no one bar me knows what it is. So you gamble on something you know, and this could be a Ripper Swarm or a Grot. Or it could be literally anything that will fit in the box. So all of these things to come on that weekend. We've got giveaways from Rival Crafts. We've got some basing bundles. We've got some gift vouchers. We've got giveaways from Strata Miniatures. And I'm going to paint up some of the Necron characters that I no longer need. I'm going to give those away as well. So painted minis galore next weekend. However, let's go raid. Let's pass on that hobby love. We've got somebody redeemed in a raid to go and see Monument Snowfuse. Do like a bit of Jason Craze. He's a good dude. He's a solid dude. So let's do it. Jason's painting a 4-armed gorilla. It looks like someone's taken a gorilla and Kano from Mortal Kombat and smash them together. So when we get there, spam the emotes. Spam the emotes. Get all the meeps in the stream. Let everyone know where you've come from. And I will see you this Saturday at 11 a.m. Peace out, everyone.